Now, there tends to be this sharp pain that you walk with coming out of narcissistic abuse for a long time, possibly even for the rest of your life even. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. You want to get rid of this pain. You can convince yourself that you're healed of the narcissist. There's no longer any need to feel this pain, yet you do. And that's because the pain isn't about the narcissist anymore. The pain is about the reality of the world that you live in. The pain is your protector. But then your question is going to be, but why do I still think of the narcissistic people, family members, that ex? How come it comes into my mind associated with the pain? Well, that's because those narcissistic people are now the measure that you're going to measure your relationships against in this life so that you no longer experience abuse. Let's talk about this. My name is Kevin and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I have a brand new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday, live with questions and answers. It's only $49 for an entire month of coaching. For those of you who are trying to move forward after narcissistic abuse, you cannot afford to miss out on this. It doesn't matter when you get started, just head on down there and get started. And I'll see you in class this week. Now, we're talking about the pain that you, and I, by the way, walk with as a result of narcissistic abuse. One of the common questions that I get all the time is, Kevin, when does the pain go away? I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being angry. I'm sick of this. I'm frustrated. Oh, I just want my life back and I want to be back to who I was. And I'm like, oh, calm down. Listen, first of all, you're assuming that I have no pain. Listen, I'm here talking to you right now, not because I am pain-free. I do this because I still have pain. I walk with this pain. I walk with this mark, if you will, that's been stuck in me as a result of narcissistic abuse, which means the people that I associated with who caused that narcissistic abuse, who inflicted me with it, are a part of that equation. All right? But not in a way to where I'm angry with them anymore, and I no longer want to punish those narcissistic people anymore, but in a way that now allows me to see the signs and the symptoms of people that I have no business being with. Listen, the reality is that we live in a world that is not good. And at some point in time, you and I bought into this idea that if we are good people and if we are happy-go-lucky and loving all over and throwing up rainbows and sunshine and cupcakes and lollipops, right? It's like, who cannot like us? How many of you have fallen into that trap? You spend so much time, your makeup and your smile, and man, you got it nailed down from your look to your attitude. You're ready to kill them with kindness. And doggone it, the world is gonna notice how kind you are. Come to find out, you run into these toxic people in your life, narcissistically abusive people who basically just kick all of that down, shatter, break your self-esteem. Let you know, remind you that it doesn't matter how cute you are, how loving you are, how kind you are, how pretty you are, how anything, right? Abuse is gonna it doesn't care. And this is something that we have a hard time understanding. You see, at some point in our lives, we forgot that this world is a world that we share with murderers, thieves, robbers, people who are here to kill, steal, destroy, lie to you, rob you, cheat you. That's the reality of the world we live in. And we've done a good job creating these little bubbles where we feel safe from all that stuff, but it still exists. And now many of us, we go throughout our lives and we read about these things. You can watch it on the news, the horrors that take place in the lives of others, but we tend to be detached from all that. Oh, it sucks that happened over there, and the people in another state, that family killed each other one day. They all shot each other up. Well, that sucks, but it could never happen to me. Why? Because I'm too happy-go-lucky. I'm too Christian, right? So we read about this stuff, we see it, but we don't apply it as something that could happen to our lives. This is important to understand because what happens is you're in an abusive relationship that's telling you every day, evil is here. You're not as cared about as you think you are. And eventually, after enough abuse in these relationships, you wake up to it, you snap out of it, and you're like, whoa, I've been dealing with this person who doesn't love me, who hates me, but is using me, right? And no matter what I do, it's not going to work. That's a harsh thing to snap into reality to understand. Not only that, but you're like, wow, this person has hurt me and inflicted pain verbally. They've killed me verbally. What's stopping them from doing it physically? And suddenly you realize, wow, the people I'm with are shady. This person that you've dealt with, this family that you've dealt with, now represents the reality of the world that you always knew existed, but pushed far away from you. Now it's brought it in front of your face. Where the news and reading books didn't do it for you, you've now touched it, you felt it, you smelt it, you tasted it firsthand. Now it becomes your reality. It becomes that introduction into the harshness and the cruelty of the world that we live in, which is something that at some point in our lives we need to accept, right? And so it's now this understanding of the world that we live in. It's now the understanding that no matter how good of a person we are, it's not going to stop evil from being evil. No matter how Christian we are, it's not going to stop narcissists or psychopaths or sociopaths from ever wanting to try to kill you. Listen, being a good Christian didn't stop him from killing Jesus in the New Testament of the Bible, now did it? He was the first one to go, right? I mean, what does that tell you? What was Jesus really trying to tell you when he said, hey, listen, all these things they did to me, they're going to do to you? What was he saying? He's saying the world you live in, there is no amount of good that you can pour out that's going to stop evil from being evil. There's no amount of good you can ever pour out that's going to stop murderers from doing what they do. Stealers and thieves. As a matter of fact, you got to watch out, because the better you are as a person, the more open you are to be taken advantage of. Now we're getting into the purpose of that pain. So this pain that you walk with, this thorn in your flesh, is meant to then keep you on the right path in life. It's meant to now resonate and rattle and jolt you when you come across certain patterns and similarities in other people. So the reason you oftentimes think of the narcissist is because it's now the measuring stick. It's your firsthand experience. It's your firsthand encounter with this evil, so that when you meet other people and you go into other places, instantly that measuring stick's going to come up and you're going to start checking boxes. Wow, yep, okay, calling names, criticizing, oh, okay, I'm out, not my people. And sadly, it takes your last experience with a narcissistic person to be able to have that firsthand experience. And that's why you still think of them. They become that measuring stick of what you don't want. You know how people often say, put up a measure and check the boxes of what you do want? Well, narcissistic family members, exes in your life, they become that measuring stick of the check boxes of what you don't want. What you don't want to become, what you don't want around your life. And so this is why you carry it and walk with it. Like a thorn, a sharp pain, every day. And in each one of your encounters with people, you're going to have that automatic response. It's automatically going to come up, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen subconsciously, and it's going to start checking boxes. This, criticisms, digging, flattery, seduction, trying to pull me in. And you're going to recognize it, and it's going to keep you safe. Listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. You will never experience narcissistic abuse the way in which you have already. Your body won't allow it. Because of this pain that you walk with, because of this measuring stick, instantaneously when you come across a narcissistic psychopathic person or whatever, wherever you are, church, a friend's house, or your own home, you're going to recognize the signs. The pain in you is going to recognize the signs right away, and it's going to respond. Boop, nope, I'm out of there. Stay away from that. This is what's going to allow you, by the way, to walk in this life and maintain your purpose, maintain your path, and even cross paths with narcissistic people, but not get entangled up or enmeshed with or involved with them. So this pain that you're walking with as a result of narcissistic abuse, this thorn in your flesh, is now your protector. It's going to protect you from here on out. What's the point of all of this? Embrace it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to fight against that pain. Embrace it. Understand